Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. I hope you guys all had a happy Thanksgiving. I know I did, around a lot of family. I hope you guys had fun, had a great time. I hope you guys ate a lot, because I surely did. Um, so yeah, guys, I just wanted to talk to you about this TCG player event that's going on right now, whether it's worth buying on TCG player or not. You guys can give me your opinions in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think. I want to give you guys my thought process and how I go about certain things and how I look at this TCG player event and like whether I believe it's worth buying on TCG player or not. So I look at this TCG player event, right? And you clearly, of course, you get 10% cash back or in-store credit more like, and you can buy a few things. Of course, you have a limit of $500, right, to buy and earn store credit, because after that, they don't give you no more. You don't get more than $50 in store credit. So you would have to make multiple purchases, and you would literally just not buy anything that costs more than $500. That's first off. Secondly, is the impact that it has long term, right? You may buy something for $500, let's say, and you'll get your $50 store credit. Let's say you make two purchases, you get $100 worth of store credit. That market price, you're just elevating market price in reality. This is just the truth. It just, you can look at it yourself. You increase market price, you make it more expensive for yourself to purchase items long term. I mean, I'm only preaching this stuff to you guys because I want you guys to be a little more clever, maybe a little more savvy when it comes to doing these things, and just realize how it's going to affect you long term. Because if you're in this for the long term, you're going to make prices more expensive for you in the long term. You're thinking about the short term, like just this weekend, earning a few dollars in store credit. It's actually going to hurt you longer. I mean, it's actually going to hurt you more in the long run. Um, and what's funny is that while people are elevating these prices on TCG Player, prices are still much better on eBay. You're still basically going to get all these purchases on discount on eBay for a much cheaper price, because the eBay, it takes time. First off, right now it's going to take time for eBay sellers to actually adjust and adjust to the new TCG player prices. Not all of them are going to relist their items right away, reprice them. It's not going to work out that way, all right? So it's going to be there for a little while, maybe for a few days, maybe for a week if you're lucky. But chances are people are going to move over from TCG player and then buy on eBay, and then they won't be available anyways. But just considering the thought that you making purchases right now in abundance, because there are some things being bought in abundance. Everybody wants an opportunity to buy something that they've been looking for and then receive some store credit back with it, uh, to then make another purchase in the future, without thinking about what it's going to do in the long term. Right? Eventually, prices will start going up, of course, uh, when the product starts getting a little scarce, of course, and demand is still high. Of course, we all know what it is: supply and demand. Prices will start shooting up, correct? But thinking about what it does immediately, the effect that it's going to have from the short term to the long term is more detrimental to anyone that's actually a buyer, as opposed to those who are sellers. And on top of that, TCG player, this is like a big brain move for them, because it makes prices more expensive. It makes it so that they can earn more money themselves when it comes to their fees, because they're all based on percentages and stuff like that. And I also wanted to just look at some things here on TCG player that we know people want to buy and are buying, uh, comparing them to what they're looking like on eBay, right? So let's take a look here. First thing we're going to look at is the newest and shiniest thing in Phantasmal Flames. Uh, Market price is sitting at $270. You can tell, you can clearly tell this price wants to drop. This chart wants to drop, but sales from yesterday are holding it up. You're seeing some prices, some were bought at $257, and they had a high of $300. That's what's holding up this price up at 270 right now. It did pull back from yesterday from 274 to 270, but it was really all these purchases from yesterday that's holding up today's prices at 270. So this box could potentially be lower than 270, be 265, 260, even in the 250s range. I'm getting told that these are appearing in vending machines, which is great, which is meaning that the same thing that happened to Surging Sparks could happen to this, where boxes drop to the low 200s. We also haven't had the second wave hit yet, which would tank the price of this box even further. So just considering what's happening here and thinking about how this can affect you long term. Luckily, this is just a very, very new box, and it's still going to head downward. There's still going to be much more product available on the market. But we're going to see how it affects other boxes that have been out for a little bit longer, and what they're going to look like in a little while, right? So Phantasmal Flames, just keep in mind, could be a lot cheaper. It could be 240. It could be 230. If this event wasn't going on and then these purchases weren't being made, that's the reality of it. You take that information and do with that what you will. Like I said, I'm just trying to show you guys how I think of things and how I try to do what I can to affect the market in a way that it benefits me and make the better purchases for myself, right? So now we'll look at Phantasmal Flames, for example, on eBay. The first one we're looking at here as of today, 250. Another one at 243. Remember, we're seeing boxes at $300 there, right? Let's say you bought that box at $300. What's $10 store credit? $30? If you wanted to consider that a discount, and you deducted $30 from there, all you did was hit market price at 270, and we're still cheaper on eBay. You can see here exactly how you actually did not save money there. Unless you bought it at 257, unless you were one of the few, because I'm pretty sure sellers started increasing their prices knowing that this event was going to happen. This is what happens. An event happens, they increase prices, and they know that people are going to buy because they have an incentive to buy, right? But just keep that in mind. When you make a purchase like this, go over to eBay, go over to Facebook. I've seen so many cheaper products on Facebook. The Mega Charizard EX UPC market price is about $180, $185 at the moment. Guys, I saw it on Facebook for $140. Just keep that in mind. I'm in New York. Everybody wants to make a lot of money in New York. It's hard to find something cheap, and I still saw it for 140. So just think about that. But we're seeing Phantasmal Flames for cheaper, much cheaper than whatever you're seeing it on TCG Player. For the most part, even with the store credit, this is still cheaper if you wanted to add that on like a discount. Destined Rivals, of course, another box. Once again, look at how market price is now affected. You went ahead, let's say you bought a box. You were one of these people. There's 83 items sold. You bought a box at, let's say, 380. Market was 380, is why I'm saying 380. And it's actually the middle price in between that low of 350 that we're seeing here and the high of $410. Market price is now $396. It's basically back up to 400. It was at 380. It is now at $400. Any future purchases that you want to make outside of this Cyber Weekend deal that we have going on right now are going to be $400 from now on. If you bought boxes and you try to just build your portfolio when it comes to Destined Rivals, it's not gonna compare. Though that $30 or $40 you're gonna get for that 10% in-store credit is not gonna compare to what you're gonna now pay in the long term when you start buying more boxes. You're gonna spend more money than whatever you thought you saved there. As opposed to letting this box continue to drop down, right? It was at 364 on the 27th, climbed all the way up now to $400. If you just think about that, think about how you're affecting yourself in the long run. Forget about everybody else. This is what you chose to do without knowingly doing it. You will just affect prices and make them more expensive for yourself. Just think about that. I don't know anyone that wants to pay more money for any product, right? If you're investing, collecting, ripping, whatever your reason may be, if you're a buyer, I don't know anyone that wants to pay more. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some people like to spend money. I don't know. That's not me though, right? And I'm assuming that's not most of you guys. Looking on eBay, of course, you have what was market price at 380. You have some at 370 on bids with an acrylic case. This acrylic case, as I always point out, the acrylic cases go for $30, $25 to $30. This was $37 with the acrylic on bids, of course. But this is where I would suggest you always go. 375 still at market. 390 on that one right there. 375 below market now. There was one here at 400, but you still see that there are opportunities. There's one here at $350, guys. 350. I would personally just buy here, right? I'm currently looking at Surging Sparks specifically on eBay. It's cheaper than whatever you're seeing on TCG Player, which we're going to look at right now. Matter of fact, let's move on to that next. Surging Sparks. Market price now is sitting at $250. It almost feels like it creeped up again overnight. It was just at 235 on the 27th, right? Not too long ago, it was at 214 there a few weeks ago. Look at what's happened. It came up a little bit, but in the last few days, came from 235 to 250. It may start dipping back down at some point. We don't know, but I do know that they're no longer appearing in vending machines. Uh, I don't hear anything else about more reprints coming. Like I haven't heard about people receiving different waves of Surging Sparks. So this now may hold at 250. It is one of the, if not second, maybe third best main booster box set in Scarlet and Violet. Long term, this will be great. This is a obvious play right here, especially at $215 where it was. It is an obvious play for Surging Sparks. Some people claim to be able to buy this box at $200 in other places, and I say in other places because I'm in New York, and it's just not the same here. You're not going to be able to find a Surgeon Sparks booster box for $200, but you may find it for 220. You may find it for 210, 220. But there's just a price point that you don't find here in New York. But the box is now $250, and so you may have affected the price in a way where you can no longer purchase it at $215 because you've affected market price so heavily that it is now at $250. But now you go over to TCG Player. First thing I saw today was 2 boxes that sold for $407. That's $403, $408, let's say. I mean, sorry, $208 for each box, guys. $208 for each box. In these days, you're not going to find anything better than that for Surging Sparks, right? That's a great purchase there. You have both Mega Evolution and Surging Sparks as a bundle for $450. That's another great purchase there. Let's say you bought each one for $225. Still both under market, under what it was on Thursday for Surging Sparks. For sure under what it is for Mega Evolutions, which I believe is at like $240. You have another one here at $225. And the point being is that you're getting all these purchases here, right? You're buying all of these without affecting market price, without making it more expensive for yourself in the long term, and still getting a discount on eBay, right? Next, we're looking at Prismatic Evolutions ETBs are at $126. It's been like creeping down little by little. It was close to $140. It is now at 126. In the last few days, what do we have? The first day was the 28th. 134 of them sold. Keeping market at 126 after it was dipping. It's probably dipping because of the leaked information of Sam's Club having more prismatic ETBs coming out in December. Um, so, but we look on eBay once again, $107, 107. Market price is 126. 10% is $12.60. Still doesn't bring you to 107. 105 is still below that as well. 105 again, 105 again, 112. That brings you right to that point. $99 right here, 107, 100. This is a Pokemon Center ETB, which is insanely cheap for a Pokemon Center ETB at 254. This is what I'm saying. Aside from this is March. Let's see this. Was that one March as well? No, that was May. I'm sorry about that, guys. That was May. But you have the bundle here with the booster bundle and the ETB on the 29th, $100. I'm just saying, just think about what I'm saying here. Does it make sense to you that you buy on TCG Player as opposed to eBay when you're going to make yourself spend more money in the short term and the long term, because this deal is only going to be on for the next, what is it? It was the 28th to the 1st. So what is it? Monday it's gone. That's it. After that, now you're just going to pay those inflated prices, those prices that you helped inflate. If you bought prices you helped inflate, and now you're going to pay more money if you want to buy again. When you could have kept buying on eBay for much cheaper prices than what's available. Even on TCG Player, people want to sell. Holidays are coming around. People want their money. They want to make their own purchases. People will sell. And you're seeing that here with even Prismatic ETBs. This is a Prismatic ETB with a bundle. I mean, ETB here again. This is a whole lot of Prismatic. Another ETB here at 116. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. Paldea Evolved booster box had a pretty big dip in the last few months or month and a half. has now jumped back up to almost $400, 380. They had some sales at $400, 405. You see right there, 56 boxes sold on TCG Player. Once again, with an incentive. If we're going with market price, 380. That's $38.10 with your 10%. You have a box here at 390 with the acrylic, which is you're basically paying 360 for the box. $20 below that, below your market price. You have 359 here, 360. Once again, $20 below market. I forgot to see what was the lowest listed for Paldea Evolved at the moment. So I guess they dropped some of their prices down to 380 because some of them were going up to 400 the other day, and now they're back at like 380. So yeah, you're gonna find some deals here. Like I said before, $355 on bids. Great purchase there. This is November 28th, 269. This is a different language though. 356. Great buy right there again. And once again, what is that? If let's say if you said this was, if you compare this to what the 10% would be off of the 380, 380, 350, 342. So you have a $14 difference, $14 difference on probably a purchase you made once because it's a $400 box. I'm assuming, I'm not going to assume people are rich. So maybe they bought one box and you saved $14 on it. And the next time you purchase it, you could have bought it for whatever market price was before this cyber thing was at 368, but now you have to buy it at 380. I'm just saying, this is how I think. I'm not gonna make, I never make anything in life harder for myself. I always want to make it easier, smoother, and I think this is the way. So just preaching this to you guys. You guys can let me know what you think. Am I wrong? Is it a bad idea? Is it the wrong way to go about it? You guys can clearly let me know. The next thing, the last thing I'm looking at, last but not least, of course, is a Prismatic Evolutions Super Premium Collection. Keep in mind, we are going to have these drop in Costco, I believe. No, I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm lying. Lying. I'm actually going to bring it up to you right now. So here we are. This is what I did want to mention to you guys. I wanted to make sure I mentioned this to you guys. Of course, we hate GameStop and all, but this box is scheduled to release on the 12th of December. It currently says $100, $95 for pro members. I don't know. I mean, if you're a pro member, you also have that $5 off each month. So this could be $90 for you. I don't know what the limit is, and I do not know if it's going to stay at $100. We do remember booster boxes were listed at a certain price on the website, and then in store it changed. I don't know if that's going to change. We don't have any information as to what's going to happen yet, but I did want to make sure that this was something that I brought to your attention, and that you guys could see that this was going to be sold for $100 before you actually made a purchase on TCG Player or eBay. As a matter of fact, for that Prismatic SPC. Uh, but going back to here, with all the purchases that were made a few days ago, I mean a day ago, 43 boxes sold. The box was starting to dip down clearly, but now it's gonna be held up for a little bit. It's at 266. We don't know. It looks like it's trending back upward now. 266 for that on TCG Player. We're seeing it here at $250 before that deal even occurred on the 24th. As of today, $280 with 22 bids. That bid ran a little high. Clearly, I would never push a bid past market price. But we see another one here today. Buy it now at 250. Another one at 250 here. Another one as of yesterday at $230. That's an amazing buy right there. We have another one that's best accepted offer, which we know it's going to be cheaper, not more than $235. And another one here at 238, 239, one at 255. So we'll stop there with all the listings. I just wanted to show you guys how much that TCG Player event, how little it really matters, right? But how much it will really impact you in the long term, and how much more expensive you're actually making it for yourself, and for everyone else, of course, because we're here as a collective. No single person. There's no sole person that just buys from TCG Player. It's many. And that market price is used to price everything out, whether it's on Facebook, whether it's at an LGS or eBay or anywhere else. They use that same market price. They use that TCG Player market price like it's the Bible, and that's just the truth. So Hopefully I helped you guys out in some kind of way in this video. Maybe helped you guys think a little bit, maybe be a little more savvy. Like I said, I don't see how it could make sense if I decided to spend more money or make it so that I had to spend more money just because of a purchase where I made and I didn't really think it through all the way, and I didn't think about how it could affect me long term. So I just wanted to put that out there. I know people are making all other kinds of videos on what to buy or what's selling like crazy or all the obvious stuff, but I wanted to help you guys actually take the time to think about something that could actually be valuable to you. Hopefully it was. I really hope that you guys found value in the video, as always. Um, and also, don't forget, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. I really hope you helped in this video. I appreciate you guys all. Once again, I hope you guys had a happy Thanksgiving. I know I did. I just hope that everybody has a great time. Sometimes we all have hard times, and there are probably people out there during Thanksgiving that uh, didn't have a great one, right? Probably had some down ones. And so I'm hopeful that at least the majority of you had a great Thanksgiving. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one. Stay safe out there. Peace.